Welcome back to the podcast. If you're new here, I'm Kelly, and this is where we talk about real fat loss, real habits, and real life. Not about perfection, not extremes, and definitely not starting over every Monday. Today's episode is for the person who says, I do great all day and then night hits. I track breakfast and lunch, but evenings are my downfall. I don't even want to open the app after dinner because I know what I ate and anybody where the wheels fall off from the afternoon on. So if that's you, stick with me because I'm about to teach you something almost no other macro coach talks about in the fat loss world. And this is not permission to stop tracking, it's a smarter way to track. So, this episode has to do with if you eat too much at night, reverse tracking. I will explain it to you. We're also talking about the nighttime bites, licks, and tastes, not the bacon, lettuce, and tomato. I'm also talking about boredom, loneliness, tiredness, and these three things are responsible for more untracked calories than almost anything else. What's happening in the clubhouse? All the recipes are done for you. They're clickable, no guessing game. They're all family friendly and they shoot right into the app. You make the dinner, you feed your people, you track it, and you move on. So strategies like the ones in the clubhouse recipes, work beautifully when dinner is already structured and you don't have to think about it, especially when your brain is tired. So let's talk about the pattern I see constantly. You wake up motivated, you track breakfast, you track lunch, maybe you even pre-track snacks, and then evening comes, dinner, bites while cooking, eating the kids' leftovers, eating the leftover chicken nuggets and fries. You want something sweet right after dinner, and then you want another snack while you're watching Netflix or you settle down for the night with your husband or while you're scrolling, and maybe another snack just because you're tired. And suddenly you stop tracking. You don't want to open the app, and not because you don't care but because it feels heavy, it feels like you blew it, you get emotional about it. So here's the strategy, and I want you to pay close attention. I call it reverse tracking. It's kind of like a rolling 24-hour tracking. And this part is important. You still track it, you just decide where it belongs. So, how it works. So, let's say it's March 1st and you eat dinner at 8:30 p.m. and then you have another snack at 9:30 p.m. Instead of forcing it into March 1st and feeling like the whole day is ruined, you have two options. You can open your tracker that night and log your dinner and your snacks, but place them on March 2nd as your dinner and your snacks. Option two, if you have everything written down that you tracked for the day, go to bed, wake up on March 2nd, log everything from the night before first thing in the morning. Either way, it gets tracked. Nothing gets hidden, nothing gets skipped, nothing gets forgotten. So you're simply organizing your intake inside of a rolling 24-hour window instead of attaching it emotionally the day that it happens. So, why this works? Your body does not reset at midnight. It doesn't know if it's 11:59 or 12:01. Fat loss and weight loss runs on energy balance over time, not calendar dates. If you eat at 9 p.m., that energy doesn't disappear at 12 a.m. It still exists in your 24-hour window. So instead of emotionally attaching food to a clock, you align your tracking with physiology. At night, maybe you're tracking emotionally. In the morning, you're tracking with a plan and objectively. So, definitely matters. So, what happens next? Here's the key part. Once those evening calories are logged onto March 2nd, the rest of March 2nd is simply you filling in around the data. So filling in your breakfast, your lunch, and your snack. So there's no guilt, no punishment, no restriction. You're not starving yourself the next day. You are not compensating. You are not earning back. You are responding to the information. And information always removes that drama and that emotion. So, who this helps most, I find that it works especially well if you don't know what you're going to have for dinner, perhaps it doesn't fit in your day, then you can put it on for the following day. When nights are your weakest points, you pantry grabbers, where you're going in the pantry and just randomly eating Oreos or Goldfish or Lay's potato chips. Maybe you avoid the app after dinner because you're just tired from a long day. Perhaps it works for people I've noticed that feel behind once you go over. So a lot of people, they stop tracking once they go over their calories or their macros. It definitely, you know, can spiral you into I'll start over tomorrow. It also really helps people that eat when they're emotionally, maybe they're bored, they're lonely, or they're tired. It also works beautifully for social dinners, date nights, parties, travel, busy parents. And if you don't want to track at the table, then don't. Be present, enjoy your meal, log it that night onto tomorrow, or log it calmly the next morning. That one habit can prevent spirals. Some important, I guess, guardrails I'd like to say. This is not skipping tracking. It doesn't mean you should not track. It's not a free pass to binge. It's not about punishment. And it's definitely not about restricting the next day. It only works if you track honestly, the bites, the licks, the tastes, tracking them consistently, not perfectly, removing the all or nothing. And if putting it on tomorrow makes you think, well, then I'll just eat whatever and deal with it later, then this is not your strategy. So if you are binge eating, really overeating at night, this isn't the strategy, okay? So if putting it on tomorrow makes you think, I'll just eat whatever I want, it's a free for all, YOLO, well, then this just probably isn't the strategy for you. But know yourself. If the delay tracking makes you more likely to skip it altogether, don't delay it, log it immediately on the following day. And this is a smart system, all right? It's not avoiding it. And I have a lot of my private clients that I work one-on-one with. This is what I have them do. This is the way that I have them track. So, bored, lonely, tired, that's not hunger, right? We talk about hunger. Is the hunger from the neck up or is the hunger from the neck down? This is, bored, lonely, tired. It's not hunger. Definitely more about nervous system fatigue. So, reverse tracking doesn't solve the emotion, but it prevents emotion from derailing your consistency. Instead of spiraling at 10 p.m., you say, I'll handle this calmly. You don't need more willpower at 9 p.m. You need a system that works when willpower is low. So, of course, I would love for you to try this. Tag me, let me know if it worked for you. Definitely inside of the clubhouse makes it easier, right? Because I do dinner for you. Dinner's already done. It's pre-entered, clickable, macro balance. So whether you log it tomorrow or log it in the morning, it only takes seconds because the clubhouse recipes go right into the My Macros Plus app. You don't have to research, you don't have to use Pinterest, you don't have to guess, you don't have to build from scratch. You just enter it and move on. So I want you to try this. Try this for a week. Try this if evenings are your nemesis. Try it if you don't know what you're having for dinner. 1 week, no drama, no perfection. If evenings are your weak spot, this could change everything. So once again, what you eat in the evening, you put on for the following day. Then you get up in the morning, you see what's already deducted from your macro budget, And what you have left, that is what you fill your breakfast, your lunch, and your snacks with. So it takes a minute to wrap that around your brain, but that is how it works. So the next shred opens in April. We start April 9th. I will put the wait list in the comments. If you want to feel confident by June at the pool, at graduation, at your summer events, this is your window. I will be shredding right along with you, which is super exciting. It's always more fun and you get better results when you shred with a coach. I will be starting my own cut and going through with my shredders plus train with Kate through June 4th. So systems work and we'll do it together. So you don't need more willpower. You need a smarter system. Try the reverse tracking. Dinner doesn't have to derail you. Evenings don't have to erase your progress. Tracking does not have to feel heavy. Sometimes the solution isn't doing more. It's just doing it a little differently. So always doing better than you think you are. And I will see you next week.